Hey everyone, it's Miss C here with our final quick tip video of the school year. This video is going to be specifically for our seniors. However, it's relevant to everyone because you might be wondering, how can you save all of the files and documents and everything you've created during your time at Mesquite ISD to take with you after graduation? And you might be like, I don't care, don't want it. But you never know. You might want that art portfolio, those science things, the papers you wrote. And better safe than sorry. There is an opportunity for you to download and save all of those files. Now, this is only open during the last 3 weeks of school for seniors and teachers. However, underclassmen, you should pay attention so you know how to do this when it's your turn. So there is a item called Google Takeout, and this is how you're going to get your items from Mesquite ISD to your personal account. Okay, so how do we get all of these items? Well, first, you have to be signed into your Mesquite ISD Google account, which is we get there via our portal, right? You'll be able to tell if you're signed in if you can see your school icon in the upper right corner. Once you're signed in, you're going to go start the process at takeout.google.com. New tab. You do that with your plus, right? And we are going to go to take out, make sure you spell it right, .google.com. So when we hit enter, this is going to, for many of you, default to selecting every single thing. I personally don't know if the students are going to have as many items, but it shows 70 items that I can export. That is unnecessary, right? So I'm going to deselect all, and then I'm going to go find the things that are most important to me. Personally, for me, I would want my calendar. I probably would want my Chrome bookmarks, maybe my Google Classroom, maybe my contacts. And you want to remember you're only exporting items from your mesquiteisd.org account. So if you have all of these items that are important to you saved in your personal Google, that's not what we're dealing with today, right? Drive, boom. This is the important thing. In my opinion, your most important thing that you should look at transferring as a senior, because all of you know, doesn't matter what grade you're in, that you cannot copy, you can't share anything in your drive with outside parties. It's restricted. I tried myself from my student who's a junior here's account, and it said you cannot share. I even tried bypassing it all and forcing a copy, couldn't share. So that is very disappointing because a lot of the things you want to save, you've spent a lot of time creating these. So we want to make sure you get your drive. You can go to advanced settings and include things like the name, publish, the upload. Sure, I want all those because that's important to me. And then you want it'll do all of your folders, or you could unclick this and say, I only want it to save, keep for future. Because remember, that was one of our lessons a few weeks ago. You might want to save a few folders and not all of them. So I'm just going to say that I'm going to save those 3 folders. So I've selected 3 out of 70. I can keep looking, blah, blah, blah. Do I want to? My guess is you don't have all of these options, and call me crazy, but that feels accurate. So we're going to be done picking it all. Perfect. Boom. So now I'm going to go to my next step. So it's going to ask me, what do I want to do? Do I want to add this to a Dropbox, add this to OneDrive, like send a download link via email? Yes, that's what I want. Okay. I'm going to export once because your account, export once every 2 months for a year. No, your account, when you graduate, closes like a week later. It's ridiculous how fast it happens. And then most likely you'll want a zip drive. That will save it in a folder that you can then open and then save all those items manually. The output might be delivered in multiple files. So it's saying like we can chunk it for you into smaller bits. So I'm going to create my export. All right. Now this process is happening. It's going to send you an email at the account you are at. So here's the deal. You can go open that email in your Mesquite ISD account on a Chromebook, but that's not going to do you any good because you can't download a zip drive from your Chromebook to a personal account because it's school restricted, it's accessed, right? It's blocked. So you're going to need to figure out a workaround for that. So my suggestion is that you open it on a laptop that is not a school laptop or a computer, and you start the process there. This is taking a hot minute. It says the process can take a long time, possibly hours or days. Holy moly. So what does that mean? That means you need to start that right now. So you can have that day's worth of processing. So I hope this helped. Please, seniors, don't lose all the stuff you've created while you're here at Mesquite ISD. A lot of it was valuable and important to you. So take the time to go through and transfer those items so you can have them later in your life. Thank you. Take care. Congratulations. Hey, I'm back because I got 2 emails to show you from my exporting process. So in your Mesquite ISD school email, this is where you're going to find all this information. You should get an initial email saying that the archive data requested has been processed. Okay, great. You can even click on your activity. But my next email that I got says that it's ready to download. Boom. That was really quick. Now, please note that it only gives me 7 days to do this. So once again, if we are trying to download these files on our school Chromebook, that is not going to happen. Period. I am not on a school Chromebook. I'm on a school computer. So I'm going to move forward with the process, and I'm going to go ahead and save this zip drive. Boom, save. So I just saved it. It's downloading it right now. So let's talk about zip drives. If you've never used a zip drive before, basically it is a way that it can compress information to make it easier for us to use, right? So this is in my folders, and it's showing me that I have a zip drive. So keep for the future. Did I move anything in there? Yes. So it has 2 items is telling me that I could save. So this zip drive, if I take it to a computer, I can move it to another drive. I can just save it on my computer, my non-MISD Chromebook, because that's going to be turned in next week. And I can just have it forever and ever, right? So you have all these things. Now, some of this is just jargon. Honestly, I don't even know what it all means. But I feel like if you open some of these, you can get your bookmarks on other pages, but you need to make sure you're keeping all this. Now, let's say you want to transfer all of these items from your Takeout right here to another Google Drive. Let's say you have your personal, because if we remember the other day, I had my personal drive. So I could go there. I'm a little scared. I don't know what's going to show up. Not drag it directly from an AVID. I can't drag it directly from this. It will not allow it. Boom. It's because you have to have and so if I try to take this testing and I put it in my Google Drive folder, it says this file contains no data. Okay, so why? Well, because it's technically still in zip format. This is way more complicated than we need. The best way to deal with, though, is to take this, drop it to your desktop on whatever computer you're using. And then your desktop will now have, where did it go? Boom, 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 MIS. There it is, test for sharing options. it now has it. Now notice within this, there is another zip drive. So I would be able to drag the PowerPoint over to my personal drive and drop it. That's working, see? PowerPoint, it transferred, but I would not be able to drag a zip drive to it and drop it. File contains notes. So it would just, it's a zip within a drive. That doesn't work. You can't open it. It gets complicated. So the important thing in this process is you have the information. Then if you need it, you can find a way to open it later. Okay. So let's make sure though that you don't lose this. So you have to make sure you do this while logged into that account. Again, it's best done on a personal computer. Hope this helps. It feels like a lot and overwhelming, but if you spent 4 years or even your entire academic journey in Mesquite ISD creating items, it's worth the time and the effort and the little bit of hustle to get that stuff saved for yourself so you don't lose it. Take care, and I'll see you all next school year, except for our seniors. Good luck to you. Bye-bye.